You may think that McDonald's fries are a simple combination of potatoes, oil, and salt. But like most fast food, their fries contain many unexpected and some potentially harmful ingredients. People love McDonald's fries because they are crispy, salty, and extremely addictive. But behind their golden glow is a long ingredient list that includes an unappetizing amount of sugar, chemical preservatives, and even an ingredient found in the children's toy Silly Putty. They are cleverly engineered to be irresistible and highly profitable. But are they safe? What are the ingredients in McDonald's fries, and what do they do to your body? Let's start with the basics. Besides potatoes, the second most obvious ingredient is the oil used to fry them. This is listed as vegetable oil, which typically means soy, canola, corn, or sunflower oil. These oils are high in processed carbohydrates known as starches, which, when heated, become trans fats. Trans fats increase inflammation in the body and raise bad cholesterol, which increases heart disease and stroke risk. Researchers showed that eating 2 servings of fast food per week, including their French fries, increased participants' total mortality by 28%. Even though McDonald's changed their oil recipe in 2018 to reduce saturated fat and cholesterol, it's still considered unhealthy. Artificial preservatives are also commonly found in fast food. Preservatives prevent bacterial growth, extending shelf life. But research shows that preservatives like BHA, BHT, and ethoxyquin are toxic to the liver, kidneys, and lungs. In high amounts, they can even lead to cancer. McDonald's claims that their oils and fats are free of these preservatives, but other companies aren't as transparent. Some preservatives can still lurk in their complex supply chain, but perhaps the most controversial and infamous ingredient in McDonald's fries is dextrose. You might think that this is just regular old sugar, but there's more to this ingredient than meets the eye. According to research, dextrose is linked to obesity, diabetes, inflammation, and even depression. It's a cheap way to add flavor, but it comes with serious side effects. The worst part, McDonald's adds dextrose to all of their sauces too. That's right, their secret sauce contains sugar. And if you thought you could get away by dipping your fries in ketchup instead, think again. Heinz ketchup has over 4 grams of added sugar per serving. Ketchup is technically a condiment, so manufacturers don't need to disclose all their ingredients. In fact, the word ketchup can hide a multitude of sugars, including high fructose corn syrup and beet sugar. These sugars are not only empty calories but can also cause weight gain and chronic diseases. Now let's talk about the artificial coloring in McDonald's fries. If you take a closer look at the packaging, you will notice the "contains 120" statement. This refers to a mixture of tartrazine, sunset yellow, quinoline, green, allura red, and patent blue. Food dyes are often made from petroleum, which is a controversial ingredient on its own. Petroleum is a major source of plastics and synthetic materials, but it's not usually associated with food. And the long-term health risks of consuming tartrazine, sunset yellow, and other dyes are not fully understood. Some studies suggest that they could worsen ADHD symptoms in susceptible individuals. Plus, artificial dyes are generally considered unnecessary. Natural alternatives like turmeric, beets, and paprika offer color and antioxidants. The next ingredient on our list is TBHQ. TBHQ, or tertiary butyl hydroquinone, is an antioxidant used to preserve oils and fats in processed foods like fried chicken and French fries. It's approved by the FDA, but it's been linked to negative health outcomes like headaches, dizziness, and nausea. TBHQ is also linked to hyperactivity and allergic reactions, especially in children. TBHQ is allowed by the FDA as a food additive, but like all chemicals, it can harm your health in large amounts. In fact, TBHQ was banned in Europe altogether due to safety concerns. They only allow 20 parts per million in foods sold there. So while it's still legal in America, experts recommend limiting your intake. And now we come to dimethylpolosiloxane, aka the silicone used in Silly Putty. That's right, a chemical commonly found in children's toys is also secretly hiding in McDonald's fries. This ingredient is often referred to as anti-foam because it reduces bubbles in liquids and prevents them from sticking to surfaces. It's a versatile chemical that you can find in everything from lubricants to cosmetics. But what is dimethyl polysiloxane doing in a food product? According to research, it's used to coat the surface of potato slices before frying. This prevents the oil from soaking into the potatoes while they fry. As a result, McDonald's can keep the price down by recycling their oil multiple times without making their fries soggy. However, dimethyl polysiloxane is considered a potential reproductive toxin and is still not approved by the FDA for food contact. It's labeled as generally recognized as safe or GRAS, but this label doesn't mean much because it's based on industry data, not scientific evidence. Plus, the chemical has been linked to birth defects and thyroid damage in animal studies. Despite these concerns, it's still allowed in food packaging and even baby bottles. Let's not forget the other lesser-known chemicals lurking in McDonald's fries. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG, is a flavor enhancer that creates a savory, brothy taste. This chemical occurs naturally in foods like tomatoes and cheese, but it's often synthesized in laboratories. Studies show that MSG triggers migraines and seizures in certain people. Researchers also reported digestive issues like nausea, abdominal pain, and even vomiting after eating MSG-containing foods. Maltodextrin is another starch found in medicine as a filler and coating. It's made by chemically modifying corn, rice, or potato starch. It has a similar glycemic index to table sugar and is linked to weight gain and metabolic syndrome. Maltodextrin also provides no nutritional value, unlike actual starches like potatoes. Manufacturers use maltodextrin to make foods feel thicker without adding sugar. It's sneaky because it won't raise blood glucose levels unless broken down into simpler sugars. The final questionable ingredient is natural beef flavor. If you've done your research, you might assume that this is just dehydrated beef. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Natural beef flavor is actually made from milk and wheat. This makes the fries non-vegetarian and potentially dangerous for people with allergies or celiac disease. There are no laws regulating the term natural when it comes to food additives, so manufacturers can label anything with this phrase regardless of how processed it is. This natural beef flavoring is patented and trademarked by a chemical company called Sentient Technologies. They claim that their flavorings enhance the taste of foods without altering the recipe. The recipe is a closely guarded trade secret, but we do know that it contains hydrolyzed wheat protein and sodium caseinate. Sodium caseinate is a milk derivative that can cause allergic reactions in susceptible individuals. Some may argue that these ingredients are safe because they are only found in trace amounts. But remember, traces of toxins are still toxins. Each of these chemicals is meticulously engineered to amplify a desired effect, whether that's taste, texture, color, or addictiveness. They work synergistically to ensure you crave and return to McDonald's again and again. But what does all this chemical engineering achieve? Why is McDonald's so determined to engineer the perfect fry? The answer lies in the business model. By creating an irresistible product, McDonald's ensures customer loyalty and maximizes profits. Chemicals enhance flavor, texture, and shelf life, allowing them to sell billions of fries every year. But in the process, they sacrifice nutritional value and sometimes add harmful ingredients. As consumers, we have a right to know what goes into our bodies. That's why it's important to read labels and research ingredients. You may think that a Big Mac and fries is a harmless treat, but behind the golden arches is a web of chemical engineering designed to bypass your natural defenses. Your body recognizes refined sugars, salts, and fats as threats, but it's hard to resist a cleverly engineered food product. Don't fall prey to their clever tricks. Make informed choices about the food you put into your body. McDonald's fries are convenient and addictive, but you'll feel better in the long run by avoiding all of their hidden ingredients. Did this video shock you? Let us know in the comments. Like, share, and follow for more. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.